Off you go. All right, well today we're going to make a colorful drinking glass here in the hot shop using traditional glass blowing techniques. We're going to gather glass from a furnace, apply red and gold frit, use the glory hole and traditional tools to create the cup. First thing to do, preheat our blow pipe and get it nice and hot so that I can gather glass from the furnace. If the pipe isn't hot, the glass won't stick, or leave unwanted bubbles near the end of the pipe. So just a few seconds here. It's a little bit of heat back into the pipe. Once I've warmed the pipe a little bit, I come to the furnace, press the tool rest, open the door. I'm going to gather glass from the furnace. In, over the sill, into the glass, always rotating. Come on out, I'm going to gather hot glass. Again, I've got to continue to rotate the glass so the glass doesn't fall off and hit the floor. I'm going to apply a little bit of color here at the marble now. First thing I'm going to do is touch into the gold. Put gold on two sides of my mass of glass. Just like that. We're using a Reichenbach R212 Brilliant Gold today. Go ahead and melt that in just a little bit. Turn to the marble, put some red. And then we're using a Reichenbach 138 Extra Cherry. Again, just applying a little bit to the opposite two sides from the gold. I'm going to melt that in. Once the glass is melted, I'm going to return to the marble again and start to put a spiral into the color before I inflate a little bit of air into the mass of glass. Back to the steel table, the marble. Start to roll to smooth the surface. Starting to round out, I'm going to use the marble and just a little friction to create a twist in the color pattern, wrapping the two colors around the mass of glass. Marble the mass smooth, and here's where I'm going to inflate just a small gap bubble into the glass. I'm going to put a little bit more of a spiral on it before I start to tool it. So again, reheating at what's called the glory hole. It's a reheat furnace. It's powered by natural gas and forced air. Right now it's probably about 2,200 degrees. Maximum working temperature for it is about 2,350. It's only been on for a little while, so it's got some time here to finish warming up. My glass becomes soft again, I'm going to return to the marble, roll, twist the pattern a little bit more. First thing, smooth shape, and then twist in one spot, winding the pattern a little tighter around the bubble. Important that I turn as evenly and smoothly as I can, supporting the weight the entire time. Now I'll return to the glory hole, heat it up, then go to the bench for a little bit of tooling. So I've created a nice spiral effect around the glass now, but I actually want to create a little bit of a feathering effect by dragging the glass first onto the pipe and then away from the pipe a little bit. Whenever we work with the glass, it has to be hot to be able to tool it. You can't work cold glass. Sit down, reach for my hook tool, and gently drag the glass up towards the pipe. I pull 4 times back onto the pipe, I'm going to reheat and pull away from the pipe. off the pipe, creating a nice pattern. I'm just going to pinch and pull it out a little bit. So I can cut it off and bring all the colors together. Here, you can see the color pattern that I've created with a feather type technique. Now, what I need to do is heat the glass and marble it smooth so I can gather more over the top. As I'm heating the glass, I'm careful to keep it in line and straight with the blowpipe so that it stays on center so that I'm able to blow an even, smooth bubble after marbling. If I stop rotating the pipe again, the glass sags to one side. We want to keep it as smooth and even as possible. A little bit of downward pressure on the pipe as I roll this time, pressing out any indentations and imperfections. Lift and blow. Harbor again, I'll gather the glass together. It's good, I'm going to heat to fire polish now before I get my last gather. The surface so it's ready for the next gather. Making sure not to trap any air bubbles. Any of the indents, they've all been polished away. Shaping it just a little bit to make sure that it's on center. An additional gentle puff of air. And here again, you can see that traditional feathered form that I've created by twisting the color and then raking forward towards the pipe and then back off. Once it's cool, I'll be ready to gather more glass. I've been careful through this process to keep the glass thicker near the end. Whenever we make a blown glass vessel, we try to keep the glass thicker on the end with thinner sidewalls. More stability and a stronger bottom. The glass is cool, I'm going to gather again. Let a little bit of the tail drip back into the furnace. I didn't need as much glass as was there. Close the door, barber handle side down, wedging the glass forward. Again, helping to push that glass towards the bottom of the vessel. And the tip, gathering it together at the end, and back. I'm going to hold it down as I blow this time so that gravity works with me to stretch the piece. gets a little off, be patient. Marber to chill the glass. And blow again. Gradually inflating the bubble into the size that we need for our drinking vessel. Turn to the furnace, the glory hole, and reheat. Sure to turn in both directions so that I do not twist my color pattern. Back to the barber. First roll and chill the sides. Shape the tip. Down and blow again. Next step is to heat at a jack line so we can remove the piece. Out of the glory hole, go back to the glass floors bench, where we'll use the jacks to create a score line where we'll separate the vessel from the blowpipe. Gently squeezing and sawing, creating a nice straight, even score line in the glass. It designates where the top will be. Stand and blow. I'm going to heat and swing the piece out a little bit next to gain height. Glass like a pendulum, the clock, gravity and centrifugal force will elongate the bubble. Gentle rotation as I swing. Maybe all the way around. Quick flash in the glory hole to retain my heat. use the jacks to shape the piece and reinforce the jack line. Sometimes it stretches just a little bit as we swing it out. Using the blades of the jacks, I'm able to re-slide, chill the sides, and straighten them. Next step is to create a nice flat bottom. Here we're going to flash the piece, introducing heat to the whole piece right now. Everything has to be kept hot while we work. And then heating outside of the door, I'm able to focus the heat on the very bottom of the piece so that it can be flattened. Again, I'm turning very slow and steady, rather methodical, to keep the piece on center. Before I return to the bench, I'll flash again. You can see by the color, the heat base is all based in the very bottom of the cup. Here, I'm going to gently chill the sides with the jacks, shaping just a little bit. And then using a wooden paddle, we'll press the bottom in flat. For a more well-defined edge, I'm going to repeat that process again. Again, flashing the entire piece. Focusing the heat on the very bottom. And flashing before I return. Again, notice the color and where the heat is in the piece. Chilling the sidewalls, using the wooden paddle to flatten the bottom. I'm going to use the hook tool, same one that I used to rake with the rounded back edge, to locate the center. And then double check the bottom of my vessel again. The next step is to transfer to the punty rod. I will flash the piece, introducing heat into my moil, the waste glass still attached to the pipe. Place it on the hanger, and then create a punty. A small gather of glass gathered from the furnace to attach to the bottom of the vessel. Barbering to a sharp point. Return to the bench. And attach the punty. Push it on. And center. Once the punty is attached, a small amount of water is transferred to the jack line, thermal shocking the glass so that it will break. Lift the moil up, set it on the bench, and a light tap separates the two pieces. casually, very gently heat the lip of the cup so that it doesn't thermal shock if it's gotten too cold. Once my punty is stabilized and the cup has stopped moving, I've allowed a little bit of the heat to soak into the lip. Flash the entire piece to even the heat base throughout. Then focus the heat down the area I'd like to open. Glass softens, the hole begins to shrink slightly from the very top where it was separated from the blowpipe, and some movement can be seen at the end of the piece. Once it's warm enough to open, flash the entire piece. Return to the bench and use the jacks to open the piece up. A gentle tap, flatten the top, then lift and gradually open the blades of the jacks as you rotate. If the top isn't smooth, again use your wooden paddle to check. There is a drinking glass. The last thing to do is flash to balance the heat and get it into the kiln. Over to the crack-off table, then to the kiln.